Hey everybody, what's going on? Wow, that's actually my first time just seeing that, and I'm already in first place. But this is me on Road Atlanta, using the Ferrari 312 T2. This is one of my favorites. I'd say maybe like my second favorite car, probably. And this is actually a multiplayer race. The reason I uploaded this one was because I was able to get out front, which is really key in the multiplayer. If you guys watched my multiplayer review, I talked about that. If you have not seen it, make sure you do check that out. Forza 5 multiplayer review. It's on my channel if you want to check there. But there's so much contact in the multiplayer that it's very hard to get any sort of good lap. The only way that you're going to be able to win or be consistent is if you get by yourself. And so what happened here was I got lucky, and there was a crash or two, and I ended up breaking away and getting up into first place. And I basically just had a bunch of flawless laps from there on out, and no one was able to catch me. You know, this was pretty good actually. You know, usually when I'm playing this game, I'll play like a series and a half in the career, which is about 15 races, and then I'm kind of done with it. Or the multiplayer, I'll play maybe like, you know, the same, if that, because there's longer gaps between the multiplayer races. But last night I played for like 3 hours. I played with this guy, and we just were going on and talking about, you know, all the different kind of stuff. We're the same age, and we were just laughing about, you know, like where we got our start in video games, Super Nintendo and Game Boy Color and all that kind of stuff. Ended up just playing forever, but I wasn't winning any races. And before, you know, I'd say this race here on Road Atlanta was maybe about like 5 in a series of about 8 races or so, where that was bad right there. You know, before this, you know, there's achievements for getting a bunch of medals in the multiplayer, and to get a medal, you have to get, you know, anywhere between first and, depending on the number of players, maybe like 5th or 6th, or sometimes as late as even 9th if there's a lot of people. But I had gotten, you know, 50 medals is the achievement I was working on now. But up till this point, I had maybe 30 medals, but I had only come in first place maybe 3 times in about 100 or 125 races. I've come in first place maybe 3 times. And what happened here was, like I said, this was maybe about the 5th race or so out of like 8, and I won like 8 races in a row. I got in first place 8 races in a row. It was so beast. I was so shocked, and that's the reason why I kept playing. And I actually, at this point now, at the end of the night, as I'm doing this voiceover, I have a big headache, just from playing it for so long and just, you know, staring at the screen. But as you can see with this, it's not quite stock. It's got a tune on it that I downloaded from somebody, which has an airbox up on top, and I haven't figured out, you know, really kind of the way the tunes work. I did try and tune it myself, and it was actually doing okay, but this tune that I had right here was actually a really good one. But I kind of messed around with a lot of them, and they do have a little bit of difference to them. This one, the back is sliding out a lot, which I am not used to on this car, because this car pretty much sticks to the ground if you use the base, you know, the default tune. Really sticks to the ground, but I'm having all sorts of issues with it sliding all around. But the ironic part was, I didn't really like the tune that I was using, but I kept getting in first place, so I didn't want to mix it up. And so, I mean, I just kept doing work. And this was one of the races here that I'm talking about. I mean, the guys back behind me have been about that far back the whole time. I was able to make up a decent amount of time on them, and then I had a few squirrely turns and sort of lost it. But you know, all in all, this was just a really good race. So, you know, the tuning on the multiplayer is a big deal. If you guys don't know what that is, you can actually tune the car. You can mess with the springs or the suspension so that the car leans more when you brake, or leans less, or when you're accelerating you can switch the gearing so that your car can accelerate faster and have lower top speed, or you can do top speed and lower acceleration. And I mean, there's really different aerodynamics and braking and all that kind of stuff, so there's really sort of in depth, and I've just now scratched the surface. So make sure you guys stay tuned for more videos about the tuning and multiplayer and stuff like that, and subscribe to my channel if you like my videos, and make sure to check out my other stuff. Thanks, guys.